Good afternoon, everyone, to our regulars and also any journalists from Croatia in the room. We'll kick off with the live section, and then we'll go into a quick 10:30 p.m. tonight embargo. If we're all ready in the room, we'll kick off with Alex over here from the BBC.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
We saw you training earlier and start with the positives. Riccardo, Calafiori, Ethan Wanieri back with the group.
Very positive news. Obviously, we missed them for a few weeks, and they returned today for training, so they will be available for the game.
And there's still no William Saliba. Are you able to give us an update on his condition and how long he potentially may be out for?
No, I think he's evolving well. The last few days he was feeling much better already, but this game comes a little bit too early for him.
And we heard when you were taking the players through their warm-up, we heard you playing music and the players laughing and joking. Is that something you do regularly, and what's the thinking behind that?
It's something we've done for many years now, and it's part of training. We use music as another element of our training sessions to build the energy, to change certain purposes that we want in the training session, and I think players enjoyed it.
You can all but secure qualification with a win tomorrow night in the top 8, which means you would miss the 2 extra games in the playoff stage. How important is it to miss those games, especially with the injury issues you have at the moment?
Yeah, obviously, so far we've done really well. We are in a really strong position, and now it's time to capitalize at home in all the work that we've done for many months. So we need a strong performance today against a really good side, and we'll try to do that.
Okay, Gary from Sky.
Mikel, if you cannot automatically qualify for the knockout stages, which obviously you're odds on to do, being out of the FA Cup as well, that opens up potentially a 9-10 day gap where you could go away to do some more weather training. Is that part of your thinking?
Well, my thinking is let's do what we have to do first, which is always difficult because we're talking about the Champions League, and if we manage to do that, obviously we will have the best ideas on the table to make the right decision, hopefully.
Because that break helped a lot last season, didn't it?
Yeah, it was very helpful. I mean, with the schedule that we had for the last 3 months, you can have a break and reset a little bit and work on things and rest on people. While some people are back, that would be great.
2 weeks left of the transfer window. Are you enjoying it?
I love it.
Do you laugh when you see Arsenal linked with half a dozen different strikers?
No, I understand it happens as well in the summer, and I get a lot of people texting me, you after him and this, and sometimes I don't even know what they're talking about. So I don't follow it too much. I have enough work to do with a lot of things, so I don't get too distracted with it.
Okay, and we'll go to Simon from the stand.
Mikel, just on William, are you pretty confident that he'll be back for that Man City game on February 2nd, judging by the way he's been?
Yes, I hope so, yeah.
On the music thing, obviously today you had sort of Brazilian sound of music. Does it change in terms of what you want to inspire from your players and what you're hoping that music today will inspire?
Yeah, and depending on the drill, depending on the day, sometimes certain players pick the first song, the first 2 songs, the last song, the same in the dressing room, really.
And can I just ask one, obviously, the injury situation, particularly in attack, you've got Fabio and Reece out on loan, but I know Reece is injured, but if you get to the end of the window and you haven't been able to bring someone in, is there an option to get one of them back? Is it something you're thinking about?
Well, there were certain possibilities with the Fabio situation. We are exploring all the things that we can do, just in case we cannot do them, as well how the injuries are progressing and when we're going to have them available. So we are aware of everything.
Tom, Football London.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
Obviously, one of the players we saw out there this afternoon was Max Dowman with the season. How impressive is it to see him someone so young with the senior team already?
Very impressive. At his age as well, some of the things that he does in training are unbelievable. He's a player, obviously, with a huge talent that we have a lot of belief that we can develop him into become one of our own, and he's doing very well so far.
And what do you see as the possible pathways to give him some minutes at a senior level?
Well, at the moment, is with all the legislation, there are a lot of restrictions for your age, something that in other countries you don't even mention. So we'll have to wait and see. He's taking very fast steps because every time you put him in a different challenge, different level, he overcomes that hurdle pretty quickly, which is great. So we are on it.
Aaron from Barvel.
Hi, I wanted to ask about Dinamo Zagreb. They've been great at promoting academy products. and they've integrated some great players in the past and currently. How exciting is it to see a game between two sides? Obviously, you've got the Haaland Academy talent that you've brought in, and they've got some nice young players that are coming through.
Yeah, incredible talent, what they've done for many, many years, very consistently as well. The type of football that they always play is a very particular country with very, very clear philosophy how they want to play the game. So, yeah, it's going to be a very difficult match.
Question here from a gentleman from Croatia.
Hi, Mr. Arteta. I'm Arteta from Croatian Novo TV. When we are speaking about talents, what's your opinion about Martin Baturina, a huge talent of Dinamo Zagreb of Croatian football, especially because there were some rumors that Arsenal is looking for him?
Yeah, I don't like to talk about individuals, but they do have a lot of talent. They have obviously some individuals that it caught your eye because you have in your head as well all the players they play in that club and what they've done in the past. So, yeah, it's always a good league and a great club to follow.
What can you tell us about them? What do you know about them as a team? And I suppose that you know that Fabio Cannavaro came as a coach 1 month ago, a big star on the bench for Dinamo.
Yeah, well, that's the context of the game a little bit, obviously, with the new coach and with the fact that they haven't played a competitive match for a month. Obviously, we know the games that they play, the friendlies, and we watch them. And just to try to gather an ideas and more principles, basically, than systems and formations, because Fabio's played when he was in China, different formation when he was in Italy, now as well. So to actually understand what they're going to do, know the idea behind it, probably just, so we will adapt to that tomorrow.
And last question, you spoke with Eduardo da Silva, a legend of Dinamo and a very popular ex-player of Arsenal. You know each other from the player days?
Not really. We didn't play together, but obviously it's a really familiar face with a very specific history as well and certain moments as well that obviously he became very important and very loved here, and then, as you said, the career he had there. So very good to see people coming back that they've been here with a big smile in their faces.
Thank you. Go to Phil from PA.
Just on Bukayo, we saw him without his crutches the other day in the Emirates. Is it still looking likely that he'll be back in March, or could he be back before then?
No, that's not going to change. I think it's within the process and the time that they had. That phase is gone now. He's doing really well. He's feeling better day by day, but we have to respect the healing process, and then obviously he still has a lot of stages to go through in the rehab.
And just in terms of Ethan, it must be great to have him back because obviously he was playing so well before we had those couple of weeks.
Yeah, it was a big setback because he was getting some consistency, more minutes. We made him play in a different position. He was doing really well, and suddenly this happens. It's understandable. Obviously, the load as well goes through the roof immediately, and that's things that we have to manage.
Okay, finally in the live section we'll go to Jordan from The Athletic.
A couple of years ago, Arsenal made a few changes game to game of any team in the league. This year it's obviously been a lot more difficult with injuries. Just wondered how many times this season do you think you've actually been able to plan to rotate the team, or plan 1, 2, 3 games in advance?
Whatever I say is not going to be probably the right one, but I think if there is 1 or 2, I would be surprised.
That few?
I think so, yeah.
Because one of the things when you look at the team in full-back area and forward areas where there's been a lot of injuries in the same position, the one place there's not been many is in the middle of the park with Partey, Jorginho, Rice. I think I was looking at the numbers, the last 16 games you've changed it in there 16 times. Partey's gone to right back a few times. Do you think moving him there sometimes, because it causes 2 or 3 people to change, actually disrupts the team?
I have no choice. I don't have another fullback.
You don't have a fullback?
I don't have another right fullback, no. I have Jury, nobody else.
Yeah, but I'm saying Timber could have gone to right back, you maybe bring in a centre back. That's the alternative choice, isn't it? To keep some consistency in place where you've got players available.
Sorry, I don't understand
So
the question.
if you weren't moving Partey, you can keep some consistency in one area of the park.
And who plays as a right back when Julian is not available or his load is too high?
Well, Julian was available the other day to play right back.
When?
To play centre back is what I'm saying.
The other day, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, but it is the first time. But in relation to the way we have to play, we cannot have a right-footed player different than a winger, a right winger.
No, it was just an interesting point, you know. When you
Because I don't have another right centre back.
Yeah.
Don't have it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We'll finish the live. That finishes the live section. That finishes the live section. We'll go to 10:32.
We just keep phones away from the middle, please.
Oh, the phone's over here, yeah.
Yeah, just move.
Cool. Thank you guys for waiting. Anyone want to kick us off? Gary, did you want to kick us off?
Yes, hello.
Hi. Yeah, good, and you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Thanks for coming.
No problem.
Congratulations on your recent form. Goal, yes, first 2 assists at the weekend. With the injury situation at the moment, does it feel even more important to you to play your role, given that you're going to be playing more often in the league?
Not really, but I want to be important every single time. Obviously now it will be a bit look different that I think from the outside because of the injuries, but yeah, I want to help the team moving forward and in terms of winning games, so that's my approach.
When you're playing week in, week out, does that help you?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously when you play a lot of games, you get physically better, you adapt more, and yeah, that helps you in a way, I would say so.
You spoke to Mikel, and he says obviously about the January transfer window. I'm not going to ask you about specifics, but he says the club are ready to spend the money if they can find the right people in January. You arrived in January, so you're proof that the January signing can work. Is it a more difficult time for a player to come in January than in the summer?
Yeah, I think so, of course. It's less time as well, and yeah, I think everyone knows it's the hardest time to get players in, because obviously the teams where the players are at probably are also in a different situation. So it's not the easiest to adapt as well as a player to a different club, but obviously there's not much I can say about it. That's more up to the club and the manager, obviously.
Is there anyone who might come in? We're all there to welcome them and make sure they hit the ground.
Yeah, of course. That's I think the whole squad is it's all about. We welcome everyone in who is a new player, and that's how it should be.
Thanks.
Sam?
Hi, I think your first day would have been 2 years ago today. You obviously did adapt very quickly and instantly had an impact. How did you do that? How did the club help you to do that?
There's no black and white, I think, but obviously I played already a couple of years in the Prem, so I knew the league already, and yeah, the teammates as well. I think we have such a good group. Everyone tries their best to welcome you into the team, and I think that affects the player as well a lot, especially if they come from maybe a different country, I would say. And yeah, I think that's the most important thing, to feel welcome.
Just completing one of your teammates, Ethan Maneri, you'll know that the fans are so excited about him and just want to see him all the time. What can you tell us about him and what he's doing?
Yeah, he's just it's an amazing player. You can tell already in training sessions how confident he is as well. Beating his man 1v1, has such a good shot as well, scoring goals. So yeah, I think he has a bright future ahead of him, and I think he can help us a lot.
John?
Leandro, I think it will be your 100th appearance tomorrow. Is that right? Tomorrow?
Yeah, they told me. Yeah.
How do you reflect upon that and sort of kind of the 2 years that you've had? How do you sort of kind of categorize?
Yeah, when they told me this the other day, I was surprised. It's been so quick already. Time flies, and yeah, I'm really happy with it. Obviously, that I have that mark in the tomorrow game, and yeah, I've had such a great time already, and hopefully in the next X amount of time I will have the same impact, and hopefully by winning something as well.
That's a lot of games. I mean, within that period of time, isn't it?
No, definitely, yeah. That's why I was surprised as well. 100 games is already a lot, especially in 2 years, but that tells you where the club is at as well. That means that you're competing in every competition, and that's what we want to do.
between Christmas and New Year, Mikel spoke affectionately about you, but sort of said sometimes you're his biggest moaner within the dressing room. I'm sure you probably saw it. Do you recognise yourself in that? I mean, the way he was saying it was that basically, you always want to make your point. You want to be in the team. You want to challenge the referee's decision. But do you see that within yourself?
Yeah, of course. I wouldn't use moan, but if he wants to use that, I'm just a winner. And if a decision goes against me and I think it's unfair, I think that really personal, I would say, is that in training or in games, that's how I am. And obviously, I want to win every game, and I think that should be the mindset of every football player.
And I guess you want to play, don't you? You want to start. That's obviously only natural. But do you recognise that in yourself, that sometimes you can maybe look a little bit, I don't know, a little bit unhappy, a bit upset?
Yeah, that could be. It's not that I do it with on purpose, I would say. Maybe the body language at that point could be, but I'm always ready, and I think I've shown that as well. Even if I'm on the bench, that I can make an impact as a sub, and I want to do that in both ways. If I'm a starter, a sub, I want to help the team winning games.
Tom?
Premier League has been a really challenging time with the injuries and stuff. Does the Champions League, though, offer you an opportunity for a trophy that obviously this club is desperate to win?
Yeah, it's a different competition again. We want to win every competition if we could. Obviously, it's not easy as it says, but yeah, it's another opportunity. Tomorrow again, we want to win that game and get us as close as possible to the top 8, and that's our aim at the moment.
And as John mentioned, 100 games coming up. It means you've obviously played with a lot of different left-back partners. At the moment, you've got a very young left-back partner in Miles Lewis-Skelly. As one of the more senior figures in the team, what's that experience of kind of being somewhat of a mentor on the left-hand side and being that senior figure to look up to for Miles?
Yeah, I think he has shown his qualities over the past few weeks to everyone. We have seen it already over the past months, that he had the capability of doing that, and now he shows it on the big stage. And yeah, he's such a good player, so strong as well for his age. It's unbelievable, and also down to earth. And I think that's just also one of his biggest qualities. And yeah, he has also, same as Ethan, a bright future ahead of him, and I'm really pleased for those two.
So you're going to challenge with him in training?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, definitely.
Simon?
Leo, can I just ask you about Kai, who obviously you both are very close with? Difficult times on the pitch, on Saturday, having that goal. How big was that for him, and how have the squad been with him during this past 4 months?
Yeah, very big. I think every striker and every team wants to score goals and help the team moving forward. And obviously, there's always people who will say something if a player or a striker or an attacking player is not scoring or whatever. But I think you have helped us already so much over the past, I don't know how long he's been here now, almost 2 years as well, a year and a half. But yeah, he's so good for us, and not just in terms of goal scoring, but he helps us getting up the pitch, and he's such a good player. So yeah, I think it helped him as well. He's also a confidence player, I would say. So it's up to us as well to get him in those positions.
Last one, sort of back end of this summer window, we heard talk of interest from Saudi Arabian clubs and you. We heard reports about a new contract. Just what sort of situation is with all of that?
Not much, really. I'm just focused now at the moment on the next game and playing for Arsenal and winning things. So I'm not really there with my head at the moment.
Jordan?
Hi, Leah. We heard listening to some music before during the warm-up in training, and Mikel spoke to us about it and how it, helps the players kind of focus, or it kind of makes you happier. Can you talk to us a bit about what you like about it? What sort of songs the players pick?
I don't really think it's the players who picks it. I'm not sure who is on the tunes when when we're doing the warm up. But yeah, you just kind of get used to it. I guess at the start when I joined, it was a bit weird for me that we had this. But now, it's just natural for us to have the the music playing when we are warming up.
And how have you adapted to Mikel in general? Because he likes to try different things. Something that we might think are a bit strange, but you guys seem to get a kick out of it. Some of the motivational methods and stuff. Was it strange when you first arrived, and now it's just normal?
Yeah, same thing. It's a bit different as well to any other manager I had, but at one point you just get used to it, and I think, as you said, it helps on some days players to focus more and get the meaning really of the importance of the game.
Last couple on this side, we'll go with Isan first.
Hi Leo. With Raheem Sterling, what's it been like to know him around? Because obviously you're a winger, he's a winger, he's got bags of experience. What's it been like to have him around? Has he particularly helped you with anything in particular?
Yeah, obviously he's a very experienced player, and I get along really well with him. So not in particular with me. I think he helps also a lot the young guys as an Ethan, and so I think it will help the players a lot. But yeah, obviously I think he's a quality player and who can help us a lot moving forward.
As a winger, what's it like with the challenge since Bukayo Saka has been injured to feel that not only the goals, the assists, but also the influence he has on the pitch? Has that made you guys kind of step up in a way to try and fill that void and push on forward?
As I say, you always want to be important for the team. It doesn't really matter if you have injuries or not. I think everyone wants to play and push the team and be important in terms of scoring goals, getting assists, and I think every attacker wants to do that. Not specifically when we have injuries. Obviously, we all know what B did for the club already in terms of goals and assists, and you can't replace that. But obviously we have such a good team and such a good squad who can adapt to it, and obviously now with Gabi out as well, it's a bit short, but I think we'll find a solution in that case as well.
With you guys out of the FA Cup and obviously the second leg of the Carabao Cup to come too, do you guys see the Champions League as a real opportunity of silverware this season after reaching the quarters last season?
Yeah, I think everything is an opportunity, really. We did really well up until now, and we just want to be in the top 8 first, and then we can move forward from that.
Gary?
Picking up on Jordan's question, which are the tunes that go down well and which ones don't?
I think that's not, you're not asking the right person. To be fair, it's that natural that I don't even listen to it. It's just there on the background, and you're more busy with your warm up and getting into the training sessions. So it's really a hard question to answer. To be fair.
Is Mikel the DJ?
No, I don't think so. I think it's one of the staff, one of the physical coaches.
Because you've got like I think 2.5 years left with the option. Do you see yourself finishing here, or what do you see as your future for your?
Yeah. Obviously, you never know in football how things turns out, but I'm really happy here, and I still want to win things here. I think we have a great squad, a great team, with a manager who pushes us every day to achieve big things, and we need to evaluate every single season.
Final one, Jordan. Yeah.
Leo, sometimes when a young player comes into the team, the older players need to sometimes protect them or look after them on the pitch. Just with Miles, I know we spoke about it earlier, but does it feel like he needs anyone to sort of look after him on the pitch?
In what way do you mean?
So, a young player coming in, a lot of pressure on him. Sometimes you're playing in front of him.
Yeah, of course.
It doesn't feel like anyone has to do that.
No, yeah, definitely. I think you always try to speak to them a little bit, but I think, as I said before, he's really down to earth and he knows what he's dealing with, and it's still soon. He only has played a couple of games, but he will get used to it, and he's a class player, and as I said, the more games he will play, the better he will get, I think.
It's also a really international dressing room at Arsenal now, with so many different players from different countries, but with Ethan, with Miles, with Saka, is it quite, can you feel that there is an Arsenal English core to the group growing?
That's not really something I would pay attention to be fair. I just think we have such a great group all together, and it's nothing you would point out, I would say.
Cool. We'll end it there. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Music. Can you hear the music outside?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
See you.
Thanks, guys.